Wait, time out. You're sounding like an ad saying it's gifted to you. It was gifted from a friend. This is not an ad. I just want to be clear.
Okay, so this is our disclaimer now. This entire episode is not an ad. None of these brands are sponsoring us.
Not a one. But if they want to, please reach out. Hi, I'm Kit Noonan.
And I'm Kaylin Serena Stanton. We're certified coaches and best friends from different generations who aim to simplify wellness. Soulfull Wellness is a personal evolution podcast and community that embraces living well your way. No trends, diets, or one-size-fits-all advice here.
We share our personal and unfiltered experiences so you too can heal and experience your own wellness transformation.
Join us every Thursday as we embrace living from the soul.
Today, we're chatting about our favorite wellness things.
Kit, welcome to the mic. That only took 45 minutes for your computer to finally wake up and do its thing.
But I'm here.
We're here. We made it. We made it.
Here, ready, and excited to talk my favorite things. Cue a few of my favorite things.
From The Sound of Music.
Yes.
A classic film.
You're supposed to sing because I was going to spare everyone's ear.
I know. I did think about it for like a split second, but I don't know. It's just not it. Not today. So sorry.
Maybe later. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right. We want to start off with a request to follow, rate, and review this podcast, and a special soulful thank you to the 2 listeners who did write reviews on Apple Podcasts in November, Leanna M. and Cindy1_6. Ladies, please email us at sfowpodcast@gmail.com and tell us where to mail your thank you jade roller. We appreciate you.
Yay, we're so excited. Don't forget to email us and we'll get that mailed out to you as soon as possible. Whee!
As you'll be lighting your first candle this evening, we'd like to take a moment to say
Happy Hanukkah
to our listeners who celebrate. Now that we've gotten all the important personal salutations out of the way, let's launch in to today's episode about our very favorite things.
And being that last year's episode, Wellness Trends We Tried This Year, was such a hit. And yes, we will be doing the 2023 version. So stay tuned for that one before the end of the year. We thought we'd cook up an episode in a similar vein. So today we're sharing a few of our personal favorite wellness products that we use on the regular. And we would love to hear your favorite wellness products or recommendations. So please leave that in a review on Apple Podcasts, or feel free to shoot us an email at sfowpodcast@gmail.com. I would also offer you DM us on our Instagram, but I think regular listeners know we have taken an Instagram hiatus. So apologies if you have sent us a DM in the last, I don't even know how many months, but we are active on our email.
Let's get right into it. We decided not to save the best for last. We're just going to come out of the gate strong. We're going to lead off with each of our personal must-haves, can't live without. If we could recommend to friends, family members, loved ones, listeners, one thing to acquire, what would it be? Kaylin, please tell us all about your Stanley Cup.
Guys, the Stanley Cup is where it's at. This is a hydration hack. It is more than a water bottle. It is more than its beauty, right? I have this like gorgeous lilac color that is very pretty to look at. It's got a very nice handle and it fits perfectly in a cup holder, but it holds 40 ounces. It was gifted to me. It's heavy to lug around. It's worth it. The straw is...
Wait, time out. You're sounding like an ad saying it's gifted to you. It was gifted from a friend. This is not an ad. I just want to be clear.
Okay, so this is our disclaimer now. This entire episode is not an ad. None of these brands are sponsoring us.
Nothing on here. Not a one. But if they want to, please reach out. We would love to, because obviously we're basically telling people to buy your stuff unincentivized. So incentivized, imagine what we could do here. Gifted to me, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's going to be misinterpreted.
Gifted to us by Stanley himself. I gotta say, I take this thing with me everywhere. Bottom line is, the straw is a game changer. So it's been hard for me to hydrate, and we'll get into that with some other products that really help me when I am chronically dehydrated. So bottom line is, the straw is a game changer. Let me tell you, I'm getting my full hydration, you guys. All you need is a straw.
I feel you with the straw. You wouldn't think a straw would be the thing that makes such a difference in an adult's life. I jokingly call the cheapo cup I carry around my sippy cup because it has a straw, but I feel you on the straw. Just not having to take the lid off, and then half the time I drop it and it goes bouncing across the floor and I go scuttling around. Like the straw, I sip so much more frequently.
It's a hack, I'm telling you.
Agreed. That's basically what we're telling everybody about. These things that we're telling you about today are not new. They're not earth-shattering. We're not the first people to discover them, but they are small things that make life things so much easier.
Yeah. For sure. I would say that is the theme that ties together all these products. They're wellness hacks. They make our lives easier. And for this first one, it keeps me hydrated. All right, Kit. So tell us about your Oura Ring.
Okay. I don't want to open the floodgates. In a word, love. Obsessed. I acquired, after much time and deliberation, my Oura Ring last June. It has been on my finger every minute it's not on the charger since. I had two major hesitations going into it because it's a pretty big purchase. First, I was afraid the novelty might wear off after a few weeks, months. Absolutely not. I am at least as interested, if not more fascinated, by the data and information I get. It is still the first app I open every morning when I wake up. My second major hesitation was that it might just be information for information's sake, which, although cool, wouldn't really be worth the money.
Yeah.
No, I can firmly say I use that information to make healthier life choices in two particular areas. Number one, sleep. Number two, movement. Having that hard, cold facts, so to speak, information in front of me helps me every single day make healthier choices for myself. Couldn't recommend more.
Ooh, we love it. I like how you give the concrete elements of your wellness wheel. So sleep and movement. That's good.
And that's not the only two it helps with. Those are the big two that I've noticed I regularly make better choices around, because I can't fool myself. There are numbers there, and I'm a numbers gal. For all my numbers geeks out there who feel me on this one, if numbers make you make changes, this will give you all the numbers and cool little graphs, and you can look at trends. If you're interested, Oura Ring, O-U-R-A.
There we go.
We're going to move into the all-important, some people call it your moneymaker, the face. So, Kaylin, tell us about your face roller, what it is, and how you use it. Which sounds like a funny question. I roll my face with it, but you know what I mean.
How do you? Yeah, I just like roll my face with it. What I love about it is I put it in the freezer, and honestly, it's so good for a hangover. Like it's just having that cold tool on your face just wakes you up. It stimulates blood flow, and it just feels really good for helping with a puffy face.
Yeah, you said you promised us puffy face fixes, so that's number one.
It is really helpful for chronic inflammation, or after a weekend of like these holiday parties. Put your face roller or your jade roller in the freezer, and that way the next day after a party, you can just go ahead and roll your face. I love it. I couldn't live without it.
I know you're really good about it.
I really like it. Staying on theme with the moneymaker theme here, Kit, tell us about your Clarisonic brush.
I would be happy to, Kaylin. Thank you for prompting that. I have a big update since I talked about the Clarisonic. I think it was about a year ago. I mentioned it in one of our episodes. As my skin is getting older, I find it's getting increasingly sensitive. So I need to use increasingly more and more gentle products. I can't handle the really heavy duty face wash anymore.
Yeah.
But I have to make sure all the sunblock or makeup or powder, all of it, just pollution of the day, general yuckiness gets off my face and out of my pores. So my Clarisonic brush is my best friend.
Anti-face pollution. I love it.
Yeah, I want it off me. When I climb into bed, I want to feel like I'm not bringing any of the day with me. And I just know it's all clean. It's prepped for the ever increasing lineup of nighttime hydration and anti-aging products I put on. And I just stand behind the Clarisonic as knowing when that 1 minute beeps and the vibration turns off, my face is clean and good to go.
I have a question. Where do you put the cleanser? Do you put it in the tool and then it auto brushes onto your face?
Very good question. That is, I believe, what the directions tell you to do, is you squirt a teaspoon or whatever it is, as I don't do it, I don't know exactly, directly onto the little brush. I do not. I wet my face. I spread the cleanser on my face like I would do if I was just washing my face with my fingertips. But instead of rubbing it around with my fingertips, I then very lightly, barely touching my face. I used to press, and then the older I get, the more my face can't handle pressing. So I just barely touch it with the brush and just move it around. It beeps at me. So I do like the forehead, nose area, and it beeps, and I do one cheek and chin on that side, and then it beeps, and I do the other side, and then it beeps, and I'm done.
Okay.
And I rinse.
There you go. Okay, amazing.
Kaylin, what's this about the gua sha?
Love my gua sha. I would recommend buying a real jade gua sha. This is based on all the reading I've done on Chinese medicine and really the intention behind real jade. So don't be fooled online with these like fake green ones or even in like a rose quartz. Jade is the way to go. And I love this gua sha because it's also really good for depuffing and for lymphatic drainage. As you guys know, I've been on a lymphatic drainage journey, doing more dry brushing and circulation, things like that. And gua sha is really good for that, for the face, for the moneymaker. And it just kind of makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you're taking care of yourself.
Yes.
You're like, I gua sha today.
Oh, I hear you.
Like almost like you're chiseling your face.
Making good choices for yourself, healthy choices for yourself, sets you up. You get in this mode and you're like, you know what? I'm doing well here. I got a thing going. I'm making healthy choices, and it sets me up to keep making the better choice as I go.
Yeah.
All right. I have to tell you a moment. I could not have been more proud. This was recent.
Ooh.
I think it was within the last 2 weeks when you told me that you tried slugging. And I was like, yes, my sweet young friend with your beautiful young skin who probably doesn't even need it. But I love that for you that you're starting now. I was going to talk about slugging. Hope everyone is equally in the know because it's wonderful. But basically all it is when you're all ready for bed and you've done all the things you normally do, you have one final step. You just coat your face with Aquaphor or Vaseline or Egyptian Magic. Shout out to Lo Bosworth, who turned me on to Egyptian Magic, which is just a 100% organic, all-natural version of the same kind of thing. I got it on Amazon.
And shout out to Ellen for teaching me slugging when she came to visit me in October. And now my life has changed. You feel so hydrated, like the next day you're fully glowing. I was sold on this practice after one time. we woke up and we felt amazing. And I feel like it also is an added cleanser in a way. It really takes off all of the makeup.
Oh, interesting. I never had that sense when I was doing it. I always took it as I'm sealing in all the goodness and making a barrier so it can't escape. But I like that idea about it.
I know nothing about skincare really, so I'm going to take your word for it on the locking everything in.
So to be fully candid, the big downside is that, yeah, it's a little messy. It's a little goopy.
Yeah, it kind of gets underneath your fingernails.
And on your pillowcase or your eye mask if you wear an eye mask.
Yeah.
My only recommendation here is, because there really is no way around that. It just is. So just know you're probably going to swap out your pillowcase the next morning. That's the reason I don't do it every night. I swear I would do it every night because my skin will not break out. I realize some people would, but my skin's just like, give it to me, give it all to me. I would do it every night, except I can't do laundry that often and I can't keep changing my pillowcase every single day. The best thing you can do is if you can convince yourself to do the whole get ready for bed routine an hour or even more before bed, so that you're just sitting there with all of this on your skin and it kind of really gets a chance to sink in before you get in bed. Other than that, sorry, it is going to get a little goopy, but it's worth it. Let's switch zones. We've got our faces glowing, gorgeous, hydrated, beautiful. Let's talk nutrients.
Yes.
What's going on the inside?
Which is also good for the outside, for the skin.
Yes, true. Good point.
Yeah. Inside out, baby. Okay, so I want to tell you guys about one of my go-to supplements. Vitamin C, but not in the way you might think. So I take it in a liquid liposomal form. It tastes like lemon, so it's really yummy. And you just pump it onto your tongue before you eat or drink anything. And I've really found this is a game changer, especially during flu and cold season, the winter. And it just makes me feel like, okay, I'm doing an extra layer of protection, like I'm doing something good for my body. And I use the brand Quicksilver. It was recommended by my functional medicine practitioner, who we love and we trust with our lives and our health. So I gotta recommend that one for sure.
Anything that we like, that we would do even if it weren't good for us, just makes it all the better. So if you actually like the lemon, I've never tried it, but I am very open to trying it. Actually, next time I'm at your house, can I try it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, because I do love lemon, especially if it's bitter. But if you like the lemon and you look forward to, oh, now I get to squirt the lemon thingy on my tongue, it just means you're so much more likely to remember and actually make the effort to do it.
Yeah, no, totally. Like if it's tasty, it's easier to add to the repertoire. Those like gross vitamins that are so hard to take down aren't exactly motivating.
Yes, even when you swallow them, they leave that aftertaste.
God. Yeah.
Okay, so my current supplement is biotin. It's for hair. I started, I want to say about 2 or 2.5 years ago, I started with the name brand one that starts with an N. Well, I'll say it because it's good. I have nothing bad to say about it. It's Nutrafol for women. And I'm saying it like it's a question. Nutrafol for women. I have nothing bad to say about it other than the cost. It's really, really pricey. So if I was taking that for about a year and loved the effects, it was great. But a friend of mine said, don't waste your money. It's basically biotin. Just buy the biotin pills a fraction of the cost.
Ooh.
I switched over. I love what it's done for my hair. I feel like I'm a spokesmodel for aging right now, but as you age, your hair changes and those gray hairs are a different texture. No one talks about that part. The gray hairs aren't the same as the rest of your hairs. They're like wiry. They have a mind of their own. They're coarser. They're weird. Taking biotin, I just really love what it's done for my hair. I feel like my hair is more like my hair, my young person hair. Highly recommend.
Wow. I think I'm sold on it. My good friend and I were talking about this the other day, how stress thins your hair, but it actually takes, you'll start to notice it about 3 months after a traumatic event. So just like another fun symptom of trauma.
Yes.
So I might have to try this kit. Will you bring one over or like bring a couple? Like when did you start seeing the effects?
Oh, okay. Okay. Very good question. Thank you for mentioning that. Not for a few months. It's one of those things that's sort of a faith-based undertaking because you need to commit to it
to see results.
And you're not going to see anything for probably, oh my gosh, aha moment. You know how you said the trauma and the incredible stress event, and then you start noticing the change in your hair about 3 months later? That's how long it takes to kick in, but that makes sense. I was going to say 3 or 4 months to notice the difference. That is completely in sync.
I see. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to invest in this. I'm sold.
I will send you a link.
I'm sold, even though this isn't a marketing episode. This is supposed to be fun and gift idea inspirations, or just like gift ideas for yourself.
Yeah, I don't even think we mentioned that at the beginning. You and I talked about it. We're like, oh, well, let's do this episode now because we've been talking about doing it. And this is perfect because you can get them for yourselves. But if you're in that, oh my gosh, what do I get for so-and-so who has everything? I don't know. Maybe you have the kind of friend that you, or siblings, might be good for a sister, you can buy a supplement for.
Amazing. They can be expensive.
All right, we got 3 more we're going to tell you about. Kaylin, you're up with Young Living essential oils.
I use these for so many different reasons, and I'll just spew off really quickly the top 3 reasons I use them and like the top 3 favorites. Lavender for sleep, I sprinkle it on my pillow. Peppermint, I put a few drops on my hands, rub the hands together, and then put it over your belly when you're having a IBS flare up or you're just feeling really uncomfortable bloating. And number 3 is I always take a blend with me of some sort when I'm traveling. It's a travel size, and I have no shame of dousing myself in oils on a train, on a plane, wherever I am. I don't really care, frankly, because at the end of the day, whatever I'm putting on is going to smell way better to you than whatever this transportation smells like. So, sorry, and you're welcome. I just find that it really helps reduce my stress when I'm traveling. Aromatherapy has been such a beautiful tool in my life that is such a subtle game changer.
I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Our last 2 are both hacks to help your dental hygiene. So we have 2 things that will make your life so much easier. Kaylin, tell us about your tongue scraper.
Tongue scraper is great. Tongue scraper helps you get the bacteria off before you do your flossing. Like, this is my order of operations. Tongue scraper, floss, brush, mouthwash. It's like a nice little order of operations there. And the tongue scraper really helps get all of that dead bacteria off of your tongue, and then definitely like rinse it regularly and use one that's like good quality and made of good material. But I can't say enough. I feel like this is a trend going on in the wellness world, and for good reason.
Okay, I don't own a tongue scraper. I flip-flop your first 2. I do end with mouthwash. So I brush, then floss, then mouthwash.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting?
Whatever
we all
floats
have
your
our
boat.
ways. Okay, so my final is the Dentex sticks. If you've never tried them, all I can say is put it on your grocery list now. Get them. You can thank me next year. I used to get to the part where it's time to floss and be like, ugh, now's the floss. I don't know why. I don't know why I made it seem like it was this big deal. I had to make myself do it, and I would floss once a day. Dentex sticks, I do them at least twice a day, routinely morning and night, but sometimes just for funsies in the middle of the day. Game changer.
Amazing. There you go.
And that wraps us up.
We went over our favorite products for every day, for your moneymaker, for your insides, outsides, and your teeth.
Thanks so much for listening with us today. This episode was really fun to do. Hope you have a great week. Peace, love, and light.
Love you guys. Peace, love, and light.
The Soulful of Wellness hosts are certified health and wellness coaches. This podcast is intended to inform and entertain listeners on their wellness journey. This podcast is meant to enhance, not replace, listeners' care from doctors, therapists, or other medical providers.